My role as an academic librarian is to help you with your research skills. Today, we are going to delve into how to conduct academic research for your assignment. Sometimes beginning the research process can be a challenge, but there are some solutions you can begin with. You could start with reference resources, such as encyclopedias and dictionaries. Although you cannot use them to count as one of your sources because they are not considered scholarly, you can use them to provide background information for your topic. You can also use the information in them to help make your final decision in selecting a topic for your research. Research guides provide resources for when you begin to conduct research within the subject area you are researching. Lastly, you can contact a librarian. We could help you through the research process and guide you through creating citations. Resources come in different types and different formats and can consist of books, articles, and websites. Books and ebooks can be considered scholarly or non-scholarly. One of the ways to tell if a book is scholarly is by looking into who published the book. A lot of university press publishers, such as Oxford University Press, are considered scholarly because they have gone through a rigorous publishing process and have been extensively reviewed. Articles can also be scholarly or non-scholarly. Non-scholarly articles are more meant to inform or entertain the public. Think of magazines and newspaper articles. Their language will be informal, and you'll often find advertisements in the middle of the pages. Scholarly articles are meant for professors, students, and researchers within the field. They will be black and white with charts, tables, and graphs. Their purpose is to present research findings. Scholarly articles are what your professors will mainly want you to use as your sources in college. Websites are never scholarly. Websites can inform you about public opinions and information for your topic. But misinformation and fake news run rampant on the internet. Therefore, it's important for you to carefully evaluate sources on websites. Popular sources. Resources can be classified by popular and scholarly types of sources. Popular sources are meant to entertain or inform the public on a topic or issue. They will have glossy photos, colorful pictures, and advertisements in between the articles. The language is meant for anyone to be able to read and understand, and therefore meant for the general public. You do not usually find citations. And if there are citations, they will be more informal, such as according to the Surgeon General. An example of a popular source is the magazine Psychology Today. Scholarly sources. Scholarly sources are mainly what your professors want you to use for your college-level research assignments. Their purpose is to present research findings. Their format is more black and white with charts, tables, and graphs. The language can be formal, and even the vocabulary can be specific to the field. Therefore, the audience is meant for professionals within the field, professors, and students. And you'll often find citations, and they will be in the correct format. An example of a journal publication is the American Journal of Medical Biotechnology. Next, we're going to look at the difference between primary and secondary types of sources. Primary sources are first-hand accounts or original data and research. Some examples are autobiographies, letters, diaries, photographs, sheet music, drawings, interviews, public records, original research, and even the Shakespeare novel you are reading, such as Romeo and Juliet. Secondary sources take those primary sources and they describe them, summarize them, analyze them, and evaluate them. Some examples are biographies, book reviews, movie reviews, magazine articles, critical analysis, and even literary criticisms. As a researcher, you're going to need to begin developing search strategies. This is a 3-step approach you can take. You could start by identifying keywords that you're going to use to search in the databases. Then you will brainstorm synonyms or terms of like concepts. Then you will select the best terms and combine them with Boolean logic. If you type a long sentence into the search box in the database, it will pull each word out of your sentence and can give you many unrelated articles. Instead, you will need to use keywords. Keywords are single words and phrases. Think of them as important words that stand out to you. The who, what, when, where, and why for your topic. You could gather keywords from reference resources such as encyclopedias and dictionaries, and the subject terms for journal articles. As we start generating a list of keywords, we will need to combine them with Boolean logic. Databases use Boolean operators to help you expand or narrow your search. You'll use Boolean operators when you have 2 or more keywords you want to use in your search. You'll often see Boolean operators in uppercase letters because many databases read them in uppercase letters. The Boolean operator AND will narrow your search. You're telling the database you want to see both of those words in your search. In this case, we want to see Romeo and Juliet. So each article the database shows us will have Romeo and Juliet somewhere within the article. The Boolean operator OR expands your search. You're telling the database to use either one of the words you entered. In this case, we are okay with the database to pull up results for either death or dying. So OR is best used with synonyms or like terms. The Boolean operator NOT narrows your search. You're telling the database to eliminate a certain word from the database search results. This might be because the database keeps pulling up articles on a topic you're not interested in, or you might have enough information on that topic, but you do not want to see it in your search anymore. In this case, I wanted to eliminate Tybalt from my search results. When you are in the database, you can click on the Advanced Search button. Advanced Search allows you to work with 2 or more keywords and combine them with Boolean operators. You will find a drop-down box with the selection of Boolean operators. It will automatically be set to AND because it is the most commonly used Boolean operator. In this Advanced Search, I'm looking for information on death and Romeo and Juliet. Remember, using the Boolean operator AND is going to narrow my search. I'm telling the database I want to see both of those keywords in my search. There is some power searching you can use in the database to help give you effective results. For phrase searching, you can use quotation marks around phrases. This tells the database to keep the words together. Otherwise, the database can separate your phrase and give you unrelated results. In this case, I wanted to keep the phrase Romeo and Juliet together. So when I type it in the database, I will put quotation marks around the phrase so they are not separated. As you gather resources for research, you will need to find a way to organize them. You could create folders in your email and label them by class. You can then sign into your email and select the class folder to view the article. If you have a Gmail, then you have access to your G Drive. In your G Drive, you can create folders and upload the PDF of your article. When you use this method of organization, you would be able to access your articles 24/7 from your device. You can create folders on your desktop and put the PDF of your article in the folder. The only downside is if you lose your articles if your desktop crashes. And if you like to have physical articles in your hand, you can print out the physical article and put it in folders. You can then highlight and make notes on the article. The downside is you can lose the article, and some articles can be 20 to 30 pages long, so it will use a lot of paper and ink. But think of which method of organization would work best for you. As you're researching your topic, I have some recommended resources for you. As a researcher, you will want to begin with reference resources. Bloom's Literature and Literature Resource Center contain background information articles that will help you get started with research for your topic. For books, I recommend our ebook databases such as EBSCO eBook Collection or eBook Central. You can also check out physical books in our library and place holds on books in the library catalog. And since our library is open, you can have your items sent to LSC-Montgomery or your local public library. And when searching for journal articles, I recommend you start with Literature Resource Center. and Literary Reference Center. They contain many literary criticisms that delve deeper into the aspects of your topic. And JSTOR is also another excellent database for literary criticisms. Next, I'm going to do some live searching in some of the recommended databases. We are now on the library website for the overall Lone Star system, and we're going to access the research databases. So I'm going to come up here to the bar and click on the research databases page link. So this is the research databases page, and as you can see, we have separated the research databases by subject. And since we're talking about Shakespeare and his works, we're going to visit the literature page. So on the literature page, you can see that we have further separated the databases by the type. So if you're looking for literary criticism articles, you can click on the drop-down arrow and we have a list of recommended databases. Or if you're looking for reference and overviews, or literary texts and indexes. We also have a link here for our ebook databases and videos. So we're going to begin with reference and overviews, and I'm going to look at this first one here, Bloom's Literature, which has essays and criticism examining the lives of great authors and their works throughout history. So when you're working from home, it's going to give you the library database authentication. So from here you can either enter in your library barcode number, or you can click on the blue link below that says My Lone Star username and password login and use your My Lone Star credentials to log into the database. On the Bloom's Literature homepage, what you see here in the middle is the most studied authors, so more of the popular types of authors people are searching, the most studied works, the most studied characters, and featured videos. They also have a Shakespeare Center. This innovative new student resource provides an in-depth multimedia guide to all of William Shakespeare's works. So this would be another great place to visit for articles and resources on William Shakespeare. There's also a browse resources box, so if you're wanting to do some just kind of browsing around and searching, you can click on those links. But if you know what you're wanting to search for, you can go ahead and type it into the search bar here at the top. And we're looking for articles on Romeo and Juliet. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in. And so it's showing its results for Romeo and Juliet. And you can see there is 310 results. And they further separated it by type for us. So if we're looking for reference resources, they have that tab there at the top. And our reference resources are a great place to begin your research. Then you have another tab of literary criticisms. Those are articles that you'll actually be able to use to count as one of your sources. There's also one for literary works, for images, videos, and timelines. But right now, they go ahead and start us off in the reference tab. And I'm going to look for more of, there's quite a few here. So I'm going to go ahead and look for more of an overview or synopsis. And over here on the right side under narrow results, they have that option for me. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So it just gives us overview and synopsis resources. And so now that has narrowed down my search results more, down to 39 resources. So there are more 39 reference resources. So remember, good articles to get background information and keywords we can use to plug into the databases. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the first one at the top. So from here, you can see it's going to go ahead and highlight our search here in yellow. So we see Juliet. You'll probably also see Romeo throughout. And it's going to delve further into the work, so giving us some good background information for our work. So they're starting off with like the key or the conflicts of will. And if I go down further, you can kind of see it's pretty lengthy. Then we have between speech and deed. So it's going to kind of take the work and break it down a little bit and give us some direction, kind of help us to understand the work more. There's words as determinants. So as you can see, this is a pretty lengthy article. If this is an article that you do want to save and hold on to, or maybe share in a discussion board, you can click on this link here that says record URL, and you can highlight, copy, and paste it, and it is a link that will take you directly back to this article. And they also have this nice button here that takes us right back up to the top. That URL link is also in the share button here at the top, so you can click on that as well and record the URL. So you have it here at the top and at the bottom. You can also email this article to yourself, or if you need to embed it or share. You also have the option to print or save it to your desktop. You can also download it directly to your desktop. There's also a citation tool, which is really nice, that you can highlight and copy the citation for your works cited page. Make sure you check it over to make sure it is accurate, because it was created by a computer. It can have some inaccuracies. And you also have the option to have it read aloud to you as well. So this is a little bit how you can use Bloom's literature. You can get your background information from here. Going back to my search, I'm going to go ahead and click on the search here at the top. I do want to also point out there is that literary criticism tab. So these are the articles you could actually use to count as one of your sources. The reference resource tab is not it's more like dictionaries and encyclopedia articles. Those are not considered scholarly, but the literary criticism articles you should be able to use. So from here you can click on an article that kind of stands out to you or that you want to look further into. And again, if you see that this is an article that you can use to, for your research paper, you still have these tools here at the top as well. So they were on the reference tab for those reference articles, but they're also in the literary criticism ones as well. So that's a little bit how you would search in Bloom's literature for reference resources and literary criticism. So we're going to visit another database called Literature Resource Center. It has full-text journal articles, critical essays, work overviews and summaries, and author biographies from authoritative sources. That sounds like exactly what we need. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So it automatically takes us to the advanced search page, so we can go ahead and start doing our initial searching. What's really nice about this Gale Literature Resource Center is you can do searching by keyword or by the name of the work or by person. They also have some other options if you click the drop-down arrow. Below that, they also have some search tips for searching in this database. So this is something that's really unique to this database. You don't see this in every database. So another great place to get some ideas as you're doing searching. They also have the button there if you need peer-reviewed journal articles. And then I also have, if you're looking for a specific content type, so if you're looking for biographies or just literature criticisms or topic and work overviews, or even primary sources and literary works, they have those buttons there for you, along with some other ways to further narrow down your searching. So if you need it by a publication title or a document type or language or even a target audience, they have that for you as well. But we're going to go ahead and do some initial searching here. I'm going to look for articles about death and Romeo and Juliet. So I'm going to go ahead and type in death at the top, and I'm going to leave it as a keyword. And then for the next line, I'm going to click on, for the name of work, Romeo and Juliet. And I'm going to go ahead and click search. So it's going to start us off kind of like our other database that has some tabs here at the top. So we're looking right now at literary criticisms, and it's showing that we have 24 of them. There's also 9 articles that are biographies. There's topic and work overviews, and there's 6 of them. Reviews and news, we have 4. And for primary sources and literary works, we have 2 articles. You can kind of start looking through at the top here the titles of some of these articles, and they also have a word count, and there is a kind of a brief initial summary here below that. So we're going to look at Love, Death, and Patriarchy in Romeo and Juliet. So that's that first one right here. I'm going to click on that. And again, this is a literary criticism article, so this is something we could actually use to count as one of our sources. When you open up the article, you will see some different options here to kind of help you out below if you need it translated, if you want to increase or decrease the font size. So if you have a little trouble reading smaller font sizes, you can quickly increase that. You can also have it read aloud to you. If you want to save this article, or you can even send it to your G Drive, there's some buttons here at the top. So there's for sending it to your Google Drive, sending it to your Microsoft OneDrive. You can also email this article to yourself. You can download it to your desktop and even print it. There's some buttons here at the top here. If you need to get the citation, you can click on that, and it has the MLA 8th edition citation that you will need. Again, it is created by a computer, so you do need to check it over for some inaccuracies. Also on this page is some related subjects. So you'll see here under where it says Explore, it has the picture of the binoculars. There's related subjects with this article. So there's misogyny, murder, Elizabethan drama, Romeo and Juliet the play, William Shakespeare, and Tybalt. So those are some other ideas for other directions that you can go with your research. And then they have some, when you click on those, it will open up the new search for you. So this is a little bit how you can do some searching in the Gale Literature Resource Center. So next we're going to look at another database under the literary criticism articles, and it is called JSTOR. It's a complete historical full text of all issues of peer-reviewed journals in a wide range of humanities and social science fields. So this database is going to work a little bit different than the Bloom's Literature and the Literature Resource Center. I'm going to go ahead and click on that link for JSTOR. So JSTOR is a very historical type of database. It can go back a couple hundred years, and you'll get many search results. So we definitely want to work with a couple of keywords to help us narrow down our search. So since we already have a few keywords that we can work with, we're going to go ahead and start with an advanced search. So I'm going to click on that button here. So on advanced search, you have an area here where you can go ahead and start doing your searching. If you have more than 2 keywords, you can go ahead and click here, add a search box, and it will give you an additional search box, as many as you need. Underneath that, you can narrow your results by your item type. So if you're just looking for articles, you can click on that button. Or if you want articles with a specific language, because it does have many different languages in here, you can click on English if that's what you prefer. Or if you're limited between a certain publication date, some professors want you to stay within a certain publication date range. If your professor is not requiring that, you can go ahead and leave it open. You can also do a journal filter and narrow by discipline or journal. So if you're looking at journal periodicals within a certain subject, you can click on your options below. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it open. So I'm going to go ahead and start my searching for Romeo and Juliet and Death. And I'm going to click on Submit Advanced Search. So again, you still have options to further refine your search results here on the left side. The top, it's showing us how many articles it pulled up for us. So there's 3,882, which is still quite a lot. But we're going to go ahead, as a researcher, we're going to go ahead and start just looking at what the database has initially given us. So I'm scrolling through, I'm looking at the titles, and I'm also looking at this little brief type of summary or part of the article that they're giving me to decide if I want to go ahead and open up the article. So this one right here looks interesting to me. It's called Mortal Love, Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, and the Practice of Joint Burial. That sounds like it kind of falls within my search of what I was looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the title to open up the information page for the articles. So on the left side, we have information about the article, including the title, which journal publication it came from, the volume and issue, and what page numbers within it falls within, and also who it's published by. And then you also have some URLs down here. So we would definitely want to kind of save or hold on to one of these if we know we want to share it in maybe a discussion board or to send it to someone in our class. Below that is an option for the citation for this article. So if I click on Cite this item, it gives me the different citation styles. So here is our MLA. All you have to do is click that copy button and you can go ahead and paste it in your Works Cited page. Again, check it over for some inaccuracies because it was created by a computer. In the middle here, they go ahead and give us the article to go ahead and start looking through. So as a researcher, you're going to want to go ahead and start scanning through the article, looking at some of the pages to see if it's an article you think that you can use. So if you do want to go ahead and use this article to count as one of your sources, you have some options for either saving it, or you can share it. So if you want to go ahead and share it through email, you can do that. You can also download the article to your desktop. You just have to accept their terms and conditions. So you just click on I accept, proceed to download. And so then now you have the article saved to your desktop. You can go ahead and save it in a folder on your desktop, or you can actually click and drag it to your G Drive folder, whatever you feel comfortable with, or even printing it out. So this is a little bit how you would do searching in some of the literature databases. There are some other additional ones listed that I encourage you to look into. Academic Search Complete is also another great database to look into for your subject, but I highly recommend the first four for you to start with. Next, I'm going to take you to our research guides. I'm going to go ahead and click on our campus, LSC-Montgomery. So I do want to point out we do have subject guides that have some excellent resources for you. So there is one, if you click on the drop down, there's one for English resource guide. I'm going to go ahead and click go. And in here we take you through the research process if you're doing research within English, so within your literature classes. We also have a link again through here to our catalog, our research databases, and recommended websites. Also, we have a link here to library services. I'm going to click on that. So as you're going through the research process, you definitely want to visit the library services page. We have some great resources for you. Again, here's our link for the resource guides. If you need citation help or if you need quick access to e-resources, we have those quick links for you. If you click here on the Find Research Help page, it will let you know how a librarian can help you through the research process. So this is showing you how you can get research and citation help. So we can help you identify keywords related to your topic. We can help you find academic resources for your topic. As you're writing your research paper, we can help you with your in-text citations and your Works Cited page. We can even check over your Works Cited page to make sure your citations are accurate. We can help you as you're doing searching through the research databases to find sources. And if you're out there on the internet, we can help you evaluate your resources for validity. There are different ways that you can contact us that are listed here. So you can email us. You can also call us on the phone or even send us a text message through this phone number. There's a quick link here for our resource guides. There's also a chat with a librarian feature that you can instant message with a librarian and ask some questions about finding sources or about citations. There's a link here for in-person research consultations. So if you want to make an appointment to visit with a librarian, you can click on that link to make an appointment for a specific day and time. Or if you would prefer a virtual research consultation through WebEx, we can also schedule that as well. Thank you for joining the session. Please let me know if you have any additional questions. The librarians are here for you.